Yay. Yay, I'm not gonna make it. It's almost New Year and I'm still there, sitting in my room in a corner, crying and hating myself for being useless, worthless, and for being a misfit. I can understand. Nobody could understand. No problem. It's just flashback me 2016. See, bullying can be a dreadful experience, which I have gone through. So it all started from 5th grade until a plastic bottle changed my life. See, when I was in 5th grade, I was short in height. And I don't know why, but it bothered my friends a lot. They didn't like my company, and instead they would be, calling me with names. Names like phuchi, pudhki, etc., etc. But I, afraid that I would end up friendless, would just always laugh it off. But little did they know, it hurt me inside. Even while going to school, I'd take any short alleys rather than taking the main school route. I only had one agenda in my mind, and that was to not come across any of the bullies in my way. Because if I did, they would start saying stuff like, "Hey, shorty, you didn't even need to come to the school. You'll get a job in the circus, a good dwarf show, good salaries. Why do you even need to read?" And of course, I did not want that. See, there was this time in school, there was a drama on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And my friends made fun of me, saying that I should join the drama, acting as one of the dwarf. I was broken inside, but I couldn't show it. I was always, I grew up as an introvert, and things like this always happened. See, there was a program in school in which I also wanted to participate and dance. But my friends didn't let me, saying that my short height would ruin the symmetry of their dance. And I was broken again. But who could hear that silent scream from inside of me? And they would always, take small and small things, always just to make me feel horrible about myself. The only solace at the end of the day, however, would be my teachers. They would always appreciate me for being good in studies and a disciplined student. And maybe that was also one of the reasons they were jealous of me. One day, I could not just keep it in. And I went and told my teachers, but after that, it didn't really work. The bullying got even worse. The last straw came in the form of a tag, Miss Pudhki, that someone deliberately pasted on my back. I was a laughingstock that day. Everyone made fun of me, and after that, I didn't want to go to school anymore. I'd make silly excuses, just anything, to not go to school and stay at home. And of course, since I skipped school a lot, my grades started degrading, and the only friends that I had, the dear teachers, they were upset. And I started feeling like there's nothing more now. Who's gonna support me? Who's gonna be my friend? Who's gonna listen to me? And I was, I felt helpless and lonely after that. And just like this, days were passing in a blur. Until one day, my parents told me that they had work and they had to go out of town for like a month or so. And that they called my grandma to take care of me. And within a span of few days, my grandma started noticing my depressed behavior. And she asked me the reason for it. When she did, I don't know what happened to me. I couldn't keep it in. I told her everything about how I was being bullied at school for being short in height. She didn't say anything that day, but the following day, As I was about to leave for school in my depressed demeanor, she handed me my water bottle. But, to my surprise, the bottle was missing the cap. And when I asked for it, she said that if I returned home without spilling even one drop of water from the bottle, without having its cap, she'd give me 1,000 rupees. I thought she was trying to, cheer me up a little bit. And also, I was in that situation where I didn't want to think about anything. I was just too lazy to think about anything because my whole brain was, occupied by all those snide comments that my friends made on me. So I accepted the challenge, took the bottle, and headed straight to school. Well, that day, I didn't take any short alleys that day because if I did, it would be a little dangerous and I might have slipped and spilled the water. I took the main school route, and I could hear distant voices of my friends saying something. But, however, I kept on focusing on the bottle. I reached school, and even during the class, I kept the bottle under the bench, and I would frequently, time and again, keep on checking the bottle if the water level was still full. I mean, at a point of the day, I even thought that, if I spill some water, I'll fill it again and show my grandma that, Grandma, I didn't spill a drop of water. And get 1,000 rupees, of course. But, however, I did not. I mean, maybe I did. I didn't notice. I think I did not. And I returned home carrying the bottle, and I showed my grandma, Grandma, I didn't even spill a drop of water today. And instead of checking the bottle, what my grandma asked me was that, Maya, did any of your friends make fun of you today? And to this, I replied, I don't remember. I'm sure they were saying something, but I was so busy focusing on the bottle that whatever they said just didn't matter to me. To this, my grandma said, if you can do it today, you can do it every day. Replace the bottle with your studies. It was like a light bulb moment for me. I actually realized that she was making sense. And I promised that I would change. But just like reading a motivational quote, you read it today, you forget it tomorrow. For a few days, nothing changed in my life. Not even a single thing. I kept on feeling so bad about myself. I felt horrible every day, every moment. Until one day, I just couldn't stop thinking about what did I do back then, that day, holding the bottle. A capless bottle filled with water, and my only motive was trying to not spill it. I thought it was, rather silly. Why would my grandma make me do something like that? I went and asked her, Grandma, why did you make me do this? Made me, take the bottle capless to the school and return home. And to this, my grandma simply grinned. And what she said was, nothing. It was just a bedtime story I would tell your mom. And my whole world turned. I was like, are you serious, Grandma? I'm a story character now. My whole life is a fairy tale now? My grandma just grinned. And there was one more thing that, kept on coming in my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about it. That how could something as lifeless as a plastic bottle get dominion over my attention? How could it, make someone like me, who would never ever try to focus on anything other than what people thought about me, drag all that attention just to that object? And I realized that it was not the water level in the bottle that mattered, and neither was it the bottle itself. It was not any magical bottle. I was not Alice lost in Wonderland. But it was that some part of me from deep inside trying to break free from all those chains that weighed me down, that, created a bond where kept me in the jail where I could not escape from. It was just me trying to find that spark in the moonless sky. And then I realized that I didn't change that day. What I did was just change my perception. I changed my perception. I thought that day I made myself believe that the bottle is more important than what people thought about me. I realized that if I replace the bottle with my studies, I can do good. So I did. I replaced the capless bottle, just like my grandma said. I replaced it with my studies. I kept on studying, I focused more hard, and even during the free times, rather than sitting alone and, thinking about what people think about me, I, kept myself busy with other things like music, art, and dance. See, the icing on the cake was that I had a growth spurt. And I'm 5'5" now. The friends of mine who made fun of me when I was short in height, I'm equal to them now. And I still meet them on the way, though. But the difference is that they're ashamed of what they did to me back then, at my horrible times. I realized that in spite of being clumsy, ugly, or stupid, we all have a special place in this world. Well, there's this quote everybody uses in their life. God closes a door and opens a window. But trust me, you're in trouble if you're locked in the room of problems. One problem ends and the other one begins. Just like that, after my growth spurt, I did stop being bullied for having a short height. But my friends were used to it. They were used to trying to make me feel bad about myself. So they kept on trying to bully me for being different. They say I'm weird and that something is strange about me, and my opinions and my choices do not deserve much respect as the others do. Well, what I learned because of my dear grandma is that I simply don't need to care about that. See, someone once told me, know your worth, and that is what everybody should be doing now. It always rains before the rainbow, and I learned to stay on my path and learn to laugh. They don't hurt me anymore. It's just that not everybody can be Cleopatra to conquer the world with her beauty. Not everybody can be Hercules to lift the world with her strength. But there's always one special person inside you, a person of caliber, worthy of esteem, who's yet to be explored and recognized. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. See, I shudder to just think what would have happened to me if I kept on feeling so bad about myself just because of their wrong opinions. Because, see, just like Bruno Mars has said, we all are amazing the way we are. And that is what I want to tell you all. Don't ever feel weighed down because of some fake chains that people want to make you see. It's just you. It's you who is good. It's you who is amazing, and your perception defines you. If someone thinks you are bad for them, but you know what you are. And at last, I didn't get the money though. Thank you.